So I believe we're live and streaming out, which is great because people who are not able to be here in the Zoom room with us can watch the replay and follow along from wherever they are. But I would like to start today's session by truly thanking you all for being here. It has been honestly just such an amazing week. It has been the biggest herbal entrepreneur conference to date, but not only the biggest, but the most impactful. Like, we have truly just created those connections. The lineup of speakers this week, we have learned so many things. And it has just been wonderful to hear from those of you who have taken away something from each speaker session and are really just starting to get ideas, but working out what it is that you want to incorporate for your pathway as an herbalist going forward as well. It's such an exciting event to be a part of, just when we can all come together and truly connect with this and decide how we can craft our lives to incorporate our passion for herbalism and ultimately help the people in our communities around the world with what we can do with plants, which is so wonderful. And I am so glad that you have been able to join us. I would like to start this session, first of all, by just sincerely thanking all of the speakers that have shared with us this week. It has been incredible. They have really just opened up and shared what is important, and it's been wonderful to learn them. I truly enjoyed recording every single one of those sessions and was delighted to be able to share them with you as well. I also want to give a particular thank you to the speakers who took part in the live panel Q&A on Tuesday, because that was a new experiment for this year. We'd never done that in previous Herbal Entrepreneur conferences, but it really just was a complete blast. It was so much fun. All three speakers, so Shona, Jeff, and Funke, really just took it in their stride, did a live session with people asking questions as we went through. And I really think that so many people learned a lot from that session, and it was fun to be a part of. So if you attended that or have watched the replay, let me know what you think, because from my perspective, it was great. I want to include it next year. But yeah, the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference is a living, breathing thing that I take in the consideration. And yeah, your feedback, it really does shape the next conferences. So let me know what you thought of that. But I would like to thank those panelists because I thought it was amazing. I would also like to thank the sponsors for this year's event. So yeah, you would have seen those in the email below the sessions, all of that. So the sponsors, I truly thank them for being part of this event and supporting it. So once again, the sponsors are the Herbal Circle, the Curry Herbal Dispensary Software, Formula Botanica, United Plant Savers, Oshala Farm, Herbal Academy, and Mountain Rose Herbs. So thank you so much for being a part of this event and supporting it. It truly is appreciated. And yeah, we would just like to thank them. Once again, I want to thank my team as well. Those of you who have been throughout the conference have had many touch points with myself and the Herbal Entrepreneur team, because an event like this can definitely not come together with just one person. I am the host, but we have a very small but mighty team helping to put together this event. So thank you so much to Melissa, who has been handling all of the support, chat, and a lot of the operations, helping with editing videos and all of that behind the scenes, to Alisa, who is has actually been attending and really helping through every single session, posting the community takeaways and just being there for the whole live event, also in the chat right now. And Caitlin, who has, and she will continue as well, all of the team will continue, but Caitlin is part of the Herbal Circle moderating team, and she will also be continuing with the people who join the Herbal Circle to go on and continue on throughout the year. And finally, I would like to thank you for coming to this event, actually showing up to the sessions, listening, participating in the chat, sharing your takeaways, sharing on social media, just generally being here and being part of the sessions. It is so amazing every year to be able to invite you and everyone into this community to come together and learn together, because that's really what makes this whole event different and fun and useful, is that we have a common goal. We are herbalists and we do want to make a difference in our communities and around the world with what we do in our herbal business. So thank you for being here, and thank you for dedicating time to this important mission. Okay, so I wanted to start by letting you know that in this session, we are going to be doing a masterclass specifically on how to kind of ride that wave of momentum that you're feeling now as a part of this conference. You have all of these ideas, you're feeling inspired, you're ready to take action, but you need some sort of plan to actually put it into place. You need to figure out which are the right ideas to carry forward and how you are actually going to do that. And the best way to do that is by creating a plan, like a written plan that you can see in black and white, so that you can follow the steps and then review it at a later point to create a pathway, a progress that you can review and then redirect your actions to continue on the way towards where you want to go. And that's what we're going to do in this session. But I did want to let you know at the end of this session, I have a couple of special announcements to let you know about that I am personally so excited about them, like so excited I would like to tell you right now, but we have to do the masterclass first. But I'll give you a hint that it is to do with some live events that are coming up around the world into the future. So we will be announcing that at the end of this session, and I am super excited about it. But we do need to actually cover the, the masterclass first. I also wanted to announce that I have been watching closely inside the Herbal Entrepreneur community throughout this week. And I might actually just get this up and share my screen for a moment, because I wasn't planning to do this, but it is, I've decided that yes, I am going to do it. So let me just get this up for a moment. Where are we? Here we are. I just need to share my screen. All right. So throughout the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, for every single session, we have been sharing, like each session has a little takeaway thing like this, where people have been commenting with their takeaways from the sessions and like what they've learned from that session. And I have been really impressed with some people who have gone out and been commenting on like almost every session and really taking away. And that is what I would like to mention here, that I am actually going to be, well, I am right now. I am going to reward Michelle Mastroianni. She has commented on like so many of the these posts with her takeaways, and really thoughtful takeaways, in that she has been watching every session and sharing what she's learned, which I love. And so I didn't announce this. This is a surprise reward, but I am going to reward Michelle with 1 year inside the Herbal Circle. So this is a whole like year inside our membership that continues throughout the rest of the year when we're not running the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. And basically, for those of you who don't know, inside the Herbal Circle, we have 2 monthly calls per month. But basically they are similar to our VIP lunch hour sessions, where we all come on a Zoom room, except we don't break out into rooms. We usually have a conversation all together, updating on what we're doing in our business, bringing some sort of question to the group, and getting feedback on what your current predicament is, and then often we just help each other out, brainstorm solutions and things like that. And I host one of those calls per month, and Caitlin, the other moderator for the Herbal Circle, hosts the other one. And then in addition to those, we have a group with accountability posts and additional things. We have challenges throughout the year, and also as an added bonus for the Herbal Circle, we give all of our members access to previous Herbal Entrepreneur conferences. So any of the sessions that you've missed from like 2019, from there, it is all included. But so Michelle, I would just like to gift you with a year, because I didn't announce that I was going to do that, but you just were commenting and getting involved in the community, which I love to see. And also people who are in the community, they like, I want people who are in the community to be in the Herbal Circle. So that's awesome. So please email support to set that up. And as an additional announcement, I am going to be picking an extra 3 people to get 3 months in the Herbal Circle as well. So if you haven't been commenting over there, please do get into communityherbalentrepreneur.com, and then yeah, you can have a chance to get 3 months and see how it is inside the Herbal Circle as well. Okay, so that is what I wanted to say about engaging the community. All right. So now we are going to get into the meat of today's session, which is about creating a business plan. And I have a couple of things I want to share you. I don't have slides for this session. Instead, I have a couple of worksheets that we are going to have a look through. And I would like to start with the question of like, why would we need a business plan? Because I know that a lot of people are intimidated by a business plan, first of all. They feel like it has to be a really long document that is difficult to put together, and it is just overwhelming to do. And I would hope to take away some of that overwhelm in this session, because again, and I'm going to say this several times today, but a business plan is a living, breathing document. It is really important for you to put something together in the beginning, and you can make additions, you can add to it, you continue it as you go forward, and that will really help you to shape your business. But the more you do that, the better as well, because you will create a clearer and more complete business plan as you go. But the two really important reasons to create a business plan, in my opinion, firstly is if you want to seek funding in any way. So if you are looking to apply for grants, to get some sort of funding to start your business, to get investors or anything like that, a business plan is generally required in that case, because no one's going to invest in your business unless you have a proper plan in place. So that is, first of all, you will kind of need a business plan if you are planning to apply for funding. And the second reason is to actually gain internal clarity for yourself as to why you are doing what you are doing and what actions you are going to take to make that happen, okay? Because often when we are smaller businesses working on our own, we have a general idea of what we want to do, and we start doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall a little bit, which I don't completely say is a bad thing. It is good to experiment in your business, but it is better to concentrate your efforts in a certain direction. And the best way to do that is if you are intentional about which direction your business is going. And so for this reason, I really, truly believe, even if you didn't intend on starting an herbal business before attending this conference, if you've never had a business plan before, if you didn't know anything, even if you're at that beginning spot or the advanced spot as well, I really think you should have something basic, at least to start your business plan, to have an idea of the direction that you're going, and keep things going in the same direction. And again, the reason for this is that if we start going a little bit this way, a little bit that way, a little bit this way, a little bit that way, we're spending a lot of energy, but we're not actually making a lot of progress. We're not going in one direction. If we kind of stack it up, like 1, 2, 3, 4, stacking it up, we can multiply our efforts and you will get further overall. Okay, now I would like to so I'm going to share my screen for a moment. So for those of you who have upgraded to the VIP pass, you'll see there was also an option to get the Herbal Business Plan Builder. And for those of you who got that, you will now have access to this kind of part inside the Herbal Entrepreneur dashboard. And this is what we are actually going to use in today's session to show you a little bit of the questions that you should be thinking about to create your business plan, okay? And the idea of this is to get clarity on the purpose of your business. Look at what you're currently doing. So this is particularly useful if you have already been in business for a while, so that you can look at what your best sellers are and make some logical decisions. Again, this is a common thing that a lot of herbal product makers do in particular, is that in the beginning, they're excited, they launch one line and they launch more products and they end up with, I don't know, maybe like 20, 30, some people even have like 100 products that are all different. And they're not necessarily concentrating their efforts, because when it does come to the profitability of an herbal business, it is often better to focus down on those most profitable products. And so you'll be able to work out, use the data that you already have to make logical decisions of which products it makes most sense to pay attention to. And then mapping out your marketing plan, and organizing your time and team to get everything done, and build in checkpoints to review your progress and pivot as needed. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a couple of worksheets with some questions for you to actually think about in today's session. So what I might do, I'm actually going to stop my share because I do want to see what is going on in the chat for this actual session, because I am going to be asking you questions and I would like it if you could respond in the chat so that you're actually thinking about what we're talking about in this session and actually actively learning and deciding as well what goes into your business plan. Because for those of you who, again, do have that business plan builder, in that we have 4 different worksheets that have questions inside them, and they are either fillable PDFs or able to be written inside. And the idea of those is that you write down the answers to those questions that are essentially prompts. And then when you've finished filling out those 4 worksheets, you can go back and copy and paste your answers from these questions into your business plan. Okay, so this is exactly what we're doing. We're working out kind of what needs to go in the business plan, and we are going to be talking about the questions, the things that are important for your business plan in today's session. And if you create and it will take more time than just this session, absolutely. It will probably take you at least a few hours to put together even a basic business plan. But like I said, it's a living, breathing document that you can update and continue as you go forward. But answering these questions do make up the majority of a business plan. Okay, so let's get started with a couple of questions, first of all. And like I said, I would like you to write this in the chat if you have an answer, okay? So the first question is, what is the purpose of your business and why did you create it, okay? So like why does your business exist, okay? This is really important, because if you don't have a clear reason for why your business exists, it doesn't make sense for you to be dedicating hours and hours of your time to do it. Okay. If you don't have access to the worksheets I'm seeing in the chat, message us via email in the support afterwards. But if you can answer these questions is the best thing. So we've got Heather is reconnecting people to nature. Okay, I want to make it clearer than just what I want to help people. Okay, we're getting more. All right, good. And I would like you to be clear on why your business exists, because it's not always easy to create a business. It's going to be easy at times, but also difficult at times, okay? And so because of this, you need to have a strong why your business exists, because if you don't, when the going gets tough, you are probably not going to see it through. Now, we're getting lots of things in the chat now. Okay. To help people let their natural beauty show through. So that's a product maker. To have retirement income. That's also a valid reason. And promoting health through connection and nature. Growing plants and want to be able to support my habit. Provide information for people to make decisions about their health. Putting healing into the hands of individuals. These are all great reasons. To share knowledge and history of herbalism, to understand where certain practices are coming from, to prevent illnesses and recover more quickly if they do become ill, to help others know that there is a healthier way to live, connecting people back to nature. I love to grow plants and share them and their healing properties. Wonderful. And so different ways to support the family, like that, like I said, that everyone is at different stages of their life, and that also makes sense. Okay, there is a lot of things in the chat. I'm not going to be able to mention them all, but I am going to get this chat transcript and post it, because that is just so amazing. So keep on, I'm not going to be able to read them all out, but there are so many great reasons that people are creating herbal businesses, like to educate people the benefits of integrating plants into their wellness plan, to just generally help people with how we can, what the plants have to offer. There are so many great reasons that people are sharing of why their business exists. And this is important, again, for you to understand what your business does, why it exists. Okay, now the next question I have is, and this is so important for across the board in the way you create your products or services, and especially down the line, the way you market them. But who is your target market? Okay, this is the next really important thing to include in your business plan. So who is your target market? Thank you for writing that in the comments. You guys are on the ball here. So again, let's get some answers to this. Who is your target market? Have you thought about this before? Like, which person is the ideal person to be buying or using your products and services? If you have a customer, an ideal customer avatar already, I would love it if you could put that in the chat. But that is the next kind of step after your mission statement, that why that you would want to include inside your business plan. Okay. And it's some interesting comments. Okay, so there's some are wider and some are more narrow. It's so some people are saying everyone, some people are saying Amish community, some people are saying people seeking a holistic solution, women, mothers, people with chronic illnesses, families, women between the ages of 20 and 40 who want to learn how to heal their bodies holistically, this sort of thing. Great. Okay. And now this is a topic where you can give a one-sentence answer like what we're doing in the chat at the moment, and you can get really specific. In the beginning, you can leave it a little bit open if you would like to, but I would recommend you getting as specific as possible, especially when it gets into the marketing side of things. It's not that your products are not for everyone, but if you have a clear idea of really who is going to benefit the most from your products, it's going to actually make it easier for you to market those products and connect with people in the way that you use language, the images that you use, and eventually sell your products and services because it's more narrow. So if you're just thinking about age, for example, the language that a teenager responds to something is quite different to someone who is 70 years old. And being clear on which of those two you would like to resonate with allows you to write your labels, your marketing messaging, your slogan, like your the colors you use, the branding. It allows you to align everything to that so that it naturally attracts the right people to what it is you offer. And I do want to reiterate, it doesn't mean you're excluding everyone else. It just means that you're really attracting what makes sense for you to attract for your herbal business. Okay. So we've got the vision, the target market, and the next important part of the business plan comes to the problem and the solution. Okay. Now, let me just explain this a little bit first before we go into more depth. But your business has a purpose. Okay. It has products or services that you offer to people. And your target market that we've just been talking about now, they have a certain need. And that is the reason that they are going to be purchasing what it is you offer as an herbal business. Okay. So it's important for you to think about what actually is that problem that they have. Okay. It might be that they have a, something with their, if you're a clinical herbalist, they may have an actual ailment in their body that they would like help with. It might be that they just want access to, naturally, organically grown herbs. It might be that they want to have trust in the maker and they want small batch, handmade skincare. Like, what is that problem that they are that they have? Or maybe they're allergic to the ingredients in commercially available products. Maybe that they have some sort of problem and you provide a solution that allows them to overcome that problem. Okay. So as an example, for the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, I'm just going to give you an example of the problem and the solution. Okay. So for this particular conference, the problem that a lot of you had before coming to this conference was, there were several problems, but the problem is not being able to having the resources to learn about the business side of herbalism and being able to connect with others. Maybe you felt alone on this journey. Maybe you felt like you didn't know what the next steps were to actually create a business. Maybe you felt like it wasn't possible to create a business because you didn't know anyone else who had a successful herbal business. And this conference provided that solution because it allowed you to see other people who were doing it. It gave you ideas, it gave you resources, it gave you inspiration and truly recommendations to be able to continue on your path as an herbalist. So I would like to see in the chat what the problem people have and what the solution that you provide is. So you can feel free to share that. And I would like to, this is, by the way, the crux of a business plan. Okay, I'm going to show you a template at the end of this, but right now we just want to do questions. So if this needs a little bit of time to think about and really dwell on and meditate on, then that is quite normal and it is fine to do that. Okay, so it's okay if you don't have an answer off the top of your head, but I am curious to see what is coming out in the chat. Okay, so we have, sales and oils in small quantities for formulators working on new ideas without spending lots of money. Great. Okay, now I'm getting a bit confused in the chat because of this embedding things. Okay. Here we are. All right, so yeah, definitely lots to think about in this question. Okay, we've got Crystal is saying, my target group is going through huge life changes, like starting families, stressful work environments, retirement, children moving out, etc., and needs answers on how to integrate self-care while being able to trust that their choices are in alignment with their beliefs and in sustainability, ethics, and power of nature. That is a wonderful synthesis, like a nice little overview of the target group. Steph is saying the problem is skin allergies, irritation, and dryness, and the solution is soothing oils, herbs to provide healing and comfort. That's a perfect example, Steph. That's like the clear problem in a few words, solution in a few words as well. And it really does. That's a clear problem that people do have, and you provide a clear solution as well, which is, again, makes the actual business more viable. Great. All right. In the comments, the financial part terrifies me. And that is a good point, because the financial part is probably the most scary part for someone putting together a business plan. And I will cover that in a moment as well. Great. All right. All right, now the next question I have is, what products and services do you offer to provide that solution? Okay, so what is the product or service that you give to people, that you sell to actually run your business and provide a solution to the problems that people are having? Okay. Again, thank you for writing in the chat, Lauren Begg, that's great. Okay, so this might be so again, already Steph from earlier already said that it was the solution was the soothing oils, and that's what provided that solution. And so it can also be knowledge as well. So Laura is saying the problem is lack of knowledge and the solution is I teach them. Definitely need to brainstorm on this to define it more. Also, the problem in the case of an herbal teacher isn't necessarily lack of knowledge, because often if someone who comes to an herbal workshop, for example, they're not going to be like, oh, I just don't have any knowledge of herbs. Like, that's not really the problem. The problem is like, my kids are sick and I don't know what to give them. And I like this, and I would like to be able to give them some sort of natural remedies, but I just have no idea where to start. So all I can really do is go to the pharmacy. Like, that is a problem. They want to help their kids, but they don't know how. Like, or if you provide general herbal education, maybe the problem is that, that they are interested, but they just don't know how to find the information, reputable sources online and things like that as well. But really getting into like why they're feeling like disgruntled, why they're feeling that way, that will help you to work out how you can help them in the best way as well. Okay, teas, tinctures, information to assist in decision-making for individual ailments, herbal teas, glycerites, tinctures, workshops, clinical consultations. Wonderful. I always find it so uplifting to hear of the different products and services that people do offer, because there is such a great variety across the board, and there are just so many different things that you can do with herbs. And I think it's lovely that we are able to complement different skill sets in the way that we run herbal businesses, because some people are for the growing, others are making products, others are selling products, others are teaching about herbs, and others are working with clients to assist on their wellness journey. So that's like, it's just so many different ways to do it. Okay, now the next question that I have for you is about the point of difference for your herbal business, okay? This is a really important part for a business plan, because there are a lot of businesses out there, a lot of herbalists out there, a lot of other competing people out there. So you need to have some sort of difference in the way that you run your business, okay? So what is your point of difference? Some examples might be that you have quality ingredients. Maybe they're grown on your farm with your ways. Maybe you have a personalized approach to the way that you actually make the products. Maybe you have a personalized approach with the way that you work with clients. Maybe you have like a unique skill set, a unique way of formulating your products, a unique way of interacting with clients. But like, what sets you apart and your business apart from the other similar solutions out there? It may also help if you're not sure of what your point of difference is, to think about what your actual competitors are, okay? So if you think who else provides a similar solution to the problem that you listed earlier, and then go more in depth as to how what you offer is different or better for your particular target audience, okay? So as an example, Renee is saying in the chat, I'm growing these herbs in my garden. I bring Reiki healing into the products and fully believe in healing properties, not just using them as natural products, but for people. And Leanne is saying organically grown on our family farm, but need to figure out what else exactly. That's like organically grown is a great start, but like you're saying, you can get even more in depth as well as to how you do that. It can often be in the actual process of making the products. If you can in your marketing show people how you pay attention at every step in the way you process your products, that can really resonate with people. Also, Heather is saying, love the family farm aspect. A lot of specific target groups as well really love to support individuals and families and not big corporations. So the more you can work that aspect, if you have that uniqueness, into your business story, your philosophy page on your website, those sort of things, the more you can work that in, the more people are going to connect with your herbal business as a brand and will allow you to take it to the next level. Hand harvesting, personally blending small batches of herbal teas. Yeah, that is a huge differentiator. Like big corporations generally cannot hand harvest the flowers which need to be hand harvested. Like it is difficult to do that with big machinery, and it does make a difference. My point of difference will incorporate science-backed as well as Indigenous knowledge, Ethiopian and some Ayurvedic. I will connect with nature and themselves for a more holistic approach. I intend to grow my own herbs and include others in preserving Indigenous plant life and ecosystems. Exactly. That's a great example of that specific why you are different. And you can already start to see the more specific you get, the more it's going to really appeal to certain groups of people. And that is exactly what you want. It does not matter if it does not appeal to everyone. It just needs to be like a resounding yes to a few people. You need that. That's what you need. So Yvonne is saying, my point of difference is that I'm a pharmacist by training, but an herbalist in spirit. I feel both have their place, but in today's world, unfortunately, going to the pharmacy is the easy way out for many people. I want to educate on how there is a pharmacy in your kitchen. Great. For those of you who don't know, my background is also in pharmacy. I graduated as a pharmacist in Australia, but couldn't work as a pharmacist in Italy, where I live now. And that was kind of originally where I ended up in this pathway. And I have definitely a scientific background, but just I'm interested in the spirit side of herbs and plants and healing. Heather, this reminds me of the need to identify the hero of the story from one of the sessions, focused on storytelling earlier this week, which resonated with me on so many levels. Yes, exactly. And that is exactly what this is, because you will see in a moment that the business plan pulls together the pieces. But the clearer you are on these things, the easier it is going to be to actually market and sell your business, your products, which is going to make your business successful over the long term, but it's all connected into the marketing side of things as well, but also the operations. All right, we're going to keep going because otherwise we're going to run out of time. I do have more questions, but I'm not sure if we need to. Okay, we'll go through them all. If we go over a little bit, we'll go through a little bit. Okay. So the next part that is important in this business snapshot of your business plan is growth highlights. Okay. So in the chat, can you please let me know if you have already experienced some wins in your business? What are the big wins? Okay. So what are your growth highlights? This might be revenue, sales. It might be best, like anything that you're proud of that your business has achieved. It's important to put this in your business plan because it shows what you have already done and sets like that credibility up for your business. Again, this is important for if you're going to get funding and things like that, but also for yourself. I am all about celebrating the wins as you go, and you need to be like, yes, I have done this and this is where we're going next. So Renee is saying, last summer I sold out of myself to my community. Yes, that's awesome. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Lynn is getting word of mouth. We have got, I'm starting to build a testing community. My friend's dermatologist told her that she had beautiful skin from my products. That's great. That's like a customer testimonial. That's like definitely a win. Wonderful. And connecting with people in my community. Great. These are great examples of growth highlights. And it is so important to recognize just little wins along the way and really celebrating those so that you can continue that journey of growth going forward. And Kate is saying sold out of products twice. Yay. Not just once, but twice. Laurel sold out of all my dried herb flowers the last 3 years, having a total knee replacement without a missing season. Okay, that's amazing. Completely replaced her knee and still sold out of all of the herbs and was in the farm anyway. Great. Building connections, political connections. Wonderful. Gaining trust from others and building personal rapport. My very first small herbal garden and selling some sample products to my test market. Yes. And that is already like a win, just selling your first test product and getting it out there into like hands of customers so that they can give you feedback. That's a huge win. People have told me the forest was just a bunch of green stuff and now they can see individual plants and it has more meaning and connection to them. So that is like, you're actually making a difference in the way that people see the forest. Like, yeah, that's definitely a win. Wonderful. All right. These are great growth highlights. That's just making me feel good. Guys are doing great. All right. Having people at work, my family ask for advice. Okay, great. Wonderful growth highlights. The next question that I have is, what is your company culture? Okay, now this still applies to you, whether you are on your own or in a team of many people, okay? And so what sort of personality does your brand have? What do you want to make your customers feel? Like, what is like the purpose of your business, okay? What is that culture? And there can be lots of ways to look at this. So, for example, one of the big values that I have for Herbal Entrepreneur is that family comes before business. Not sure if you guys noticed, but today the reminder email for this session actually came out about more than an hour later than it was supposed to come out. And that was because I was dedicating some time to my kids, that they just needed some time then. And I was just thinking, you know what, if that email goes out an hour later, people are still going to turn up to the live session. They're still going to come to the conference. It does not exactly matter. And that family comes first for me. And I feel that it's really important for me to embody that as the founder of Herbal Entrepreneur, because I would really like that to echo throughout your businesses as well, that like family comes first. We have businesses because we are able to do what we want with our time and actually put this into practice. But that should support the life that we want to live. We shouldn't be just running to the ground without actually making the most of what is important. So like that is really important for me, and I definitely do that in the way I run Herbal Entrepreneur, but it's important in the way that I talk with people and support our community as well. So as far as other people's company culture, Renee is saying someone that is trusted in the plant knowledge and making people feel comfortable that I'm here for their needs of healing. Great, yes. And Saba is organic growth, small scale business, family run and based hand care, growth and harvest, etc., and filled with love and intention. Self-sufficiency from Crystal. Help one person every day from Rev Jane. And we've got women empowering company that cares about each other and the green amazing world we live in. And of course, family is always first. Pam is saying sharing knowledge about herbalism with others, helping people empower them. And I love to connect with like-minded people and learn from them. Great. Okay, then we've got, lots of things there. All right, so that's the company culture. Then, we don't have to answer this one in the chat. I'm just going to say it should be part of your business snapshot in the business plan, but your organizational structure, okay? So this is how your business is organized. Are you a sole proprietor? Do you have an LLC? Or do you have a corporation set up? Like, how is it set up? As a legal structure, and what sort of accounting, like what is the logistical side of your business? How is that set up? And the final question that I would like you to answer in the chat today is what are your goals for the future of your herbal business? So where do you plan to go next? This is obviously important for your business plan because your goal of where you want to go next, your steps in the actual plan are going to be created with that goal in mind. Okay. So do you have particular goals, and what are they? These can be long-term goals, they can be short-term goals, but it is a good idea to have an idea if they are long-term or short-term. So Rev is saying goals for my future: to make my business my main source of income and no longer need a 9-to-5. And yes, other people are agreeing with that. Laurel, cultivate more land, host cutting parties and sell out all dried flowers and byproducts. Steph is to sell at local farmer markets. Danielle is wanting to know more. Leanne is to wanting to buy more farmland within 3 years, and within 5 years, homeopathic spa and apothecary. And we've got goals to help others heal naturally with plants and to do this full time. To get my own land for growing a selection of herbs for products and have a botanical garden for teaching purposes, as well as to continue learning all the time. To help at least 100 people per month and 500 people per month by the end of this year. Great, wonderful goals. To open a storefront that supports makers teaching how to make botanical skincare products. To start small, be intentional, and help and nurture consumers and reward farmers for their efforts. And to ensure we can be profitable so we can grow the business. Yes, profitability is always key. Connect with community to find places to teach classes and reach more people. To pinpoint which format my business structure and complete it and then go full time. Great. All right. To create a community center with platform for speakers, music, dance, a workshop space, apothecary, and community food forest. Wow, that sounds amazing. And selling at local community events. We have got a lot of things here. All right. I think I'm going to have to stop there with the chat because I need to continue. But I would just like to explain a little bit how this works as well. So what we just went through, those questions there, are the main questions in the summary section of a business plan. So if you have nothing else, I would really like it for you to write down the answers to those questions, and I will put those questions beneath the replay of this session as well, for those of you who are watching the replay, and yeah, you get access to those. But I just want to share my screen now to show a little bit about how you can take this the next step as well. So I'll just share my screen. Let's go in here. So like, this is the worksheet that we just worked through now that I was asking the questions from. So this is your business snapshot, which is the first step to creating a business plan. So we talked about the mission statement and what your business exists for, your target market, what that problem that your customers have, the solution that you provide, what products and services you offer, what point of difference your business has, the growth highlights, your wins to date, what sort of culture your company has, how your company is or your business is organized, and your goals for the future. That's what we just worked through now. But there is a little bit further that we can go into here. I need to just wait for this to disappear at the top. I might have to go like this to get the next one. Okay, sorry guys. All right. There we are. Okay, so then we have, this is again a part of the bootcamp that is, we're not going to go into all of this today because it is more in depth, but there are 3 more worksheets with additional questions to go more in depth to work out what should go into your business plan. But honestly, just starting with what we talked about today is a great start. But there are additional questions around the products and services that you can go into. Also the marketing plan overview. So this is about how you are actually, which platforms you are going to focus on, because you do not need to do everything. For anyone who needs to hear this today, you do not need to be on every single platform. You don't need to be on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, email, in-person markets, sponsoring events. You don't need to do everything at once. It is so much more effective, especially for a small business, to focus on a few key aspects first and then expand from there. And so just getting clear on your marketing plan and your operations plan as well. So basically all of these worksheets, they have questions that go through them, and then you can copy and paste your answers from these questions directly into this Herbal business plan template. Okay, this is actually available for people who got that little upgrade to the VIP pass, and it is also available as part of the Herbal Circle as well. So if you don't have access, this is available for inside the Herbal Circle, but you can like click file, make a copy to this, and copy this and add your own business name and literally use this to make your own business plan. And so this is where the questions that we talked about today kind of make the first little section of a business plan. Okay, so the mission statement, the target market, the product, services, competition, growth highlights, and milestones. If you're wanting to go a little bit deeper, other parts that you may want to go further into, so specifically into the execution phase. So here we've got like the opportunity and the execution phase, going into the marketing plan. So how you position your products, how you're going to resonate with your target market and stick out from the rest, how you're going to price your products, how you're going to promote what you do, like via website, social media, advertising, other promotions. Then also like your operations, how you actually run your business behind the scenes, and like good manufacturing practices for product makers out there, but also different permits, licenses, insurance you might need for services and those sort of things too. Okay. Oh, good question. Okay. The I wasn't in the chat. I wasn't watching the chat, by the way. So these sheets here are available for anyone who got the Herbal Business Plan builder as an upgrade for the VIP. Okay, so you should have access already inside your dashboard if you got that upgrade. If you didn't get that upgrade, there are two options. This is available as it's not currently available as a separate product, but I am going to make it a product. I didn't actually have time before this session to do that, but I am going to make it available for purchase on its own, just the Herbal Business Plan Bootcamp. And it is also available included for anyone who is part of the Herbal Circle. So that's the option I would personally recommend, because the Herbal Circle is awesome. It's available for the Herbal Circle, but I am going to make it available as a separate product for those of you who are not interested in a membership and would rather just get access to this. So I will send out the link after this session in case you would prefer just to have this. And then the financial plan, this is something I just wanted to show you. We definitely don't have time for this session, but in the financial plan section of this, we can go through to it. We have templates for the sales forecast, profit and loss statement, cash flow, and balance sheet. And these are actually all included as a spreadsheet. So you can list out your products here and have the cost price, the price, and then how many you sell in each month as how many you're expecting to sell. And this is really important because over years, you can start to see that I usually sell this many products in the summer because I have markets, and start to make projections based on previous sales. We also have templates for profit and loss and cash flow and your balance sheet as well, which you can dive into. And the same as the main template, you can file, make a copy of this, and then you can literally change it the way you want to as well. So if there's specific things that you want to keep track of, you can do so. Now we'll go back up to the top so that I can see it. Here. And so we were at the financial plan, and then the assumptions and risks that you may have as a part of your business plan, and milestones and metrics. So as we go through all of these, basically the answers to these sections are from the worksheets that you previously did. So you can either go through here and directly enter in the prompts. So who is your target market? What are your products, services do you offer? You can add it in directly from there. Or you can go and do the worksheets, print them out and do it away from a computer and add them in as you want. But this is just an idea of the important points to put inside a business plan. And I would like to say that this document is quite long. It's about 10 pages or so, including this outline that has nothing in it. So 8 pages without that. But it doesn't have the actual answers either. So it will end up being more than 10 pages. But you can create your own version that is more condensed and more for you as well. To start as well. Okay, so I would recommend, if nothing else, the questions that we talked about in today's session, if I would recommend writing out a document with that as well. Okay, great. Now we are going to go and cool. All right, I'm going to get rid of these tabs so I'm not confused. Okay, wonderful. All right, so I would like to now get into a few of the announcements that I have coming up. But before I do, I would like to just quickly show you what it is like inside the Herbal Circle. So I do want to share my screen once again. Like I said, the business plan template that I just showed you, that is available as a part of the bonus, but it's also part of the Herbal Circle, okay? So it's the Herbal Circle, for those of you who don't know, it's actually been a membership for the Herbal Entrepreneur since 2019. So coming up 4 years in July. Is that 4 years? Yeah, 4 years in July. Basically it is a group of herbalists who are committed to growing their business. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this call, we have 2 Zoom meetings per month where we discuss what we're working on. But in addition to that, we have extra events and workshops that you get access to. So as an example, for the events coming up soon, we're currently on the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, and we're right now in this finale session. But on April the 11th, we are going to be having a tea room discussion with me, which is the Zoom meeting that I mentioned. On the 20th of April, our Herbal Circle members and VIP pass holders will be invited to the Point of View marketing workshop with Tad from Marketing for Hippies. And so that will be then. And then we have a tea room session with Caitlin as well. So the Herbal Circle is actually run by myself and Caitlin Vliet, who you've probably seen inside the community as well. We do half of the tea room sessions each and help with that as well. And then, yeah, so you can see the calendar, that sort of thing here, what's going on in the tea room recently. And then we also have a roadmap with steps of where to do. And you will also see that I have slightly more because I'm the admin of everything. But when you are a Herbal Circle member, basically you have a lot more access to programs because you get basically unlimited access to everything that we have behind the scenes. So I forgot to mention as well, the calendar. Okay, I just want to stop share because I just want to explain to you this quickly. So I wanted to explain as well what my vision for the Herbal Circle going forward is, because I wanted to become like a engine, a system where we every 3 months are working towards a specific goal. You can obviously have longer goals or shorter goals as you want, but we are going to have planning meetings on a 3-monthly basis and really focused on achieving something that goes to in that period of time, and plan out our meetings in accordance with that. Okay. And so over the next 3 months, inside what we're doing in the Herbal Circle is, like I mentioned, we've got those tea rooms every month, but in April, we are having the Point of View marketing workshop with Tad. So based on his session that we talked in the conference, we're going to go into more depth and really cover like a interactive workshop. So you can share what your point of view is and you can get feedback directly from Tad, which is going to be super helpful. And then in May, we are going to be, in addition to the normal stuff, we are going to have a workshop specifically with my friend Jackie from, she is actually also Australian, and she is specifically on branding. And I have just been so impressed with what she has been able to do. She has so many shortcuts in how to first of all, like create graphics and beautiful things. So she will explain how to use Canva and those sort of things, but also in the general strategy of how to put together a beautiful brand and how you can do that as a small business owner as well. So we'll be specifically talking about branding with a guest expert. She's not an herbalist, but is a branding expert and is wonderful. I will include details as to her background, but she's awesome. It's going to be a really fun session. So that's in May. And then in June, what we're actually going to do is we are going to be doing a mini Skillshare event. And so this is where all of our Herbal Circle members are going to have the opportunity to share some skill that they do well in their herbal business with the wider community. And we're going to be running a shorter event showcasing these skills. Okay, so if you are a part of the Herbal Circle, you can share a short skill. So like I will do a short interview with you to create that share, and then we'll be doing like a little mini sharing of skills event, if that makes sense. And that's going to happen in June. So that's what's going to be happening over the next 3 months. And because of this, I've created, up until now, the Herbal Circle has been a monthly membership. It's currently $39 per month. But because of this, I wanted to add, and this has never been added before, it's a new option that we are adding now for the conference, a quarterly option. So basically, you can sign up for $110 to join us for these 3 months inside the Herbal Circle. So then you can check it out, see how it works, and see what the results are in 3 months. And the idea of this is that you can go in, get access. As soon as you sign up, you'll get access to all of the previous Herbal Entrepreneur conferences and the links to join us, all of that sort of thing. And then you can see what the results are. This is a completely flexible membership, by the way. It is fine for you to test it out for a month, or it's like slightly cheaper if you go for annually or quarterly, but it's flexible. I don't want to lock you in. I only want you in the Herbal Circle if you actually engage in our community and enjoy what we have to offer. So it is flexible and it's fine for you to leave at any time. But most people do stick around because it is pretty awesome. I am going to now share what I've been excited to share about for the whole session. And this is about other options going forward after the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. Because this session has been, this whole conference has been amazing, but it's not live, okay? And there are other live events that are options available. And I have been receiving so many comments from people saying that they are craving in-person connections and would love to meet with others for live events. So I wanted to share with you a couple of options that are coming up soon. So first of all, I have this, there we go. So the first of all, coming up soon, and United Plant Savers are sponsoring the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, and they in June have the 16th International Herb Symposium. And this is happening here and on, like, basically you can check this out if you are looking for an in-person conference. They also have virtual options, by the way, but perhaps I might put this into the chat as well. So if you're interested in that, that is an option for an in-person event. And then I'm going to have to do this again so that I can. No, it's still not working. I also wanted to mention one of our Herbal Circle members, Erin Lefave. She actually has a 3-day retreat coming up in Wisconsin in, I believe it's the first week of June, the dates. But if you're interested in attending a retreat to this is about, I think it's waking up the land that has been asleep for some time and bringing it in. If you're interested in attending a retreat with Erin is a very experienced herbalist and has run retreats in the past, and it's organizing this one for June. I'll put this link in the chat as well. How can I get this? It's confusing with Zoom. So this is this one here. So Erin is a Herbal Circle member, and I wanted to mention this as an option because yeah, I'm not personally in that area, but for people who are in that area, it could be a great way for you to connect with other herbalists. Then we also I wanted to mention as well, so I might stop sharing, seeing as you don't really need to see my Google of Australia. I had that on the tab, so I remember what I talk about. I wanted to mention that after this conference, I am heading back to Australia for all of April, basically. And during that time, I would love to organize a couple of in-person herbal meetups if there are herbalists based in Australia. I'm going to say most likely the Australian herbalists are not listening to this live because in Australia, it is in the middle of the night right now. Kudos if you are listening. But if you are from Australia and are interested in meeting up, I am looking at creating some pretty informal meetups during the day, meeting for lunch, that kind of thing, in April and early May. So if you're interested in that, please send an email to support@herbalentrepreneur.com, because I would love to organize something there. And finally, I have the most exciting announcement that I've maybe ever done. Okay. So I have had this idea for a long time. And those of you who has been around the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference for a while, you know that I have been playing with or hosting a couple of different events in Italy for a while. And I have finally hit on the event that is just like a 100% yes for me. And behind the scenes, I have been reaching out to a few other people that I would like to be involved in this event. And I have been getting resounding yeses from them. And I'm pretty excited to be announcing this now, that next year, so this is not this year, this is in 2024, April of 2024, which means it gives time for you to actually put this into motion and actually make it to Italy in 2024. I am organizing a small conference for herbalists who are interested in increasing their practical skills, their herbalism skills in practice. Okay. Now, this event is basically my dream event coming into fruition. Okay. What it is, we are going to be meeting in Tuscany. It is, I have to confirm the location, but basically the only thing I need to confirm the location is for 30 people to pay the deposit and say, yes, I can come. So, which is what we'll get to. But the location for this event is actually a Mediterranean, like a old restored castle in Tuscany. And we are going to be having a 5-day event. So it starts on Monday, and from Monday to Friday, we are all going to be staying in this castle together, and we are going to have 30 to 50 people there, depending on how the rooms are, because as you can imagine, an old Tuscan castle does not have regular rooms. Some of them are single rooms, some of them are double rooms, some of them are triple rooms. They're all different, which does make organizing this event quite tricky. So we, the way it's going to work is we just pay a deposit to secure your place. And then I will send you an email with the different room options that have different prices, and you can decide which one it is. That will be on a first in, best dressed basis. So basically whoever signs up first, you'll get first pick of the room, and then it will go into the next person like this. And throughout the week, so it's 5 days, we have 5 herbalists who are going to be, yes, it is literally limited to 30 people. And no, it depends on exactly how many people. It's 30 to 50 people, depending on whether people prefer to have a room to their own or to share with someone else. But I can only give out 30 spots at the moment, just in case everyone wants their own room. But hopefully people will be able to share some rooms, because if I would it would depend. So we have 5 people who are going to be joining us for this event, because basically we arrive on Monday, Friday is goodbye, but on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're going to have an in-depth herbal session. So this is going deeper into the real topic that each person can share on. And so we'll have like a morning session on Tuesday and afternoon on Tuesday, like Wednesday. So there's basically 6 sessions that will be happening in the morning and the afternoon. And like the speakers are not 100% confirmed. They may change because it's a year out, but I have spoken with each of these speakers and they have given me tentative yeses. So it may come, like this is the idea, but the current speaker lineup, which I am pretty excited to be, like I'm honestly just blown away and like can't believe this, but the current speaker lineup that I believe we will be hearing from at next year's 2024 Herbalism in Practice Tuscan Intensive, the 5 people are, we have Rosemary Gladstar, Margie Flint, Olatakumba Obasi, Guido Masse, and Maria Noel Groves. Those 5 people who are just honestly like, oh my goodness, they're like my top, I cannot believe this lineup. They are going to be the teachers at this Herbal event, okay? It is incredible. Like I cannot believe this. I am so excited. I'm like the Herbal Circle, I am literally creating this event for myself because it's just amazing. But so basically, I think now I can and like I said, it's literally only 30 places. We need to pay a deposit today or whenever you can to secure your place, and then there is literally only 30 places because I need to work out the rooms after that. I will show you now the okay. So we have this is the, like, basically to join us, the deposit is €300. Okay, so you would need to pay €300 today, and then not today, when you can. But as you can see, there's literally only 30 remaining. This is not fake urgency. It is literally 30 places, and then we've got to give out the rooms, and we will see if there are additional places after that. It really it's true, there are like only 30 places. And basically the pricing is starting at €1,800. This is priced in euro per person in a shared room. But there are discounts available if you are able to come in like 2 people together, or like if you have a group of people as well. So I will, if you're interested in like coming together as a 2 people or things like that, there are different options. I can send you details if you're interested in that. Yeah, like basically pay the deposit if you're going to come and to secure your spot. And then basically it's roughly, if you're like 2 people that share a room, the second ticket is at 50% off or something like this. But we can give you the exact details if you email support@herbalentrepreneur.com. But this is where you would need to get the deposit. And once you do that, you will then get an email to, it still disappeared, to take you to here. So this is just an example of like why we have to do a deposit and then rooms, because there are several different rooms available, but they're all different. So there's kind of more fancy style double rooms like this, and it would cost different if it's a single person having that room or 2 people sharing that room. So if you're interested but you would like to have a more budget kind of option, it might be worthwhile for you to find in the group, post in our community, I want to come but I would like to go with someone else. And then there are double beds that can be shared if you have a partner or a friend you don't mind sharing a bed with. Or there are also single rooms like this as well. And so like a single bed in a double room, and there are different rooms. Okay, so I will send you the details of how they look, because each one is different. So for example, this is a like a double room in the 15th castle. So there's different floors and things like that. And you can see what the floor plan looks like. So this one here is a double room. This one here, we're not actually using this bed. I think it depends on which, I'm fairly sure or not, on 15. Let me just check. Yeah. So this one here, for example, is a one of the more pricey ones, because there is an extra bed here, but we're not going to actually use that bed and the people who sleep here, or you could have one person here and one person here, for example. But each one is different. And so that's why it's literally just pay the deposit and then we'll work out the rooming situation. But it will be starting at around that 1,800 for the 5 days. And just to give you an idea as well, this includes all accommodation and all food for the entire week. So The food is incredible. It is my friend who obviously lives here that has the castle. They run it for events like this, and they specifically like make the food with intention. They pay very much they care about the way things are grown, the way things are made. That I might just show you as well some pictures of the food because I love food. Let me find it. I will show you. So here, this is just examples. So this is actually the person who runs the event. Her name is Stephanie. And this is just an example of some of the food that will be on offer. So they will be having some buffets for lunch and dinners throughout the week. And we are also going to be having a more fancy meal on the final night as well to celebrate the entire event and all that sort of thing. So yeah, basically, I just wanted to give you an idea of what that is coming up as. And like I said, this will be in April 2024. So there is time to plan. It will be happening. And the lineup, like I said, it still has to be 100% confirmed, but it's pretty well in the works. And in addition to that, in March next year, we are going to be having the next Herbal Entrepreneur Conference like this one, virtual, the same kind of thing as right now. The dates for that, if people are interested, I believe are going to be, let me just look this up because I do have it written down, but I don't want to. The dates are going to be from the 17th to the 23rd of March in 2024 for the okay. And Kate is asking, sounds absolutely amazing. So it's 1,800 euro, not USD. The exchange is pretty similar, but it's definitely euro at the moment. So because the dollar is strong at the moment, it's probably a good time to get it now. But it's for 5 days, and boarding is not separate. It's included. So it's it's everything included. We have the boarding, the meals, everything is included. 1,800 is for a single bed in a shared room, but there are options for, if you have friends that you would like to come with, there are discounts available. Okay, but it's starting at that, but it includes food and boarding. Okay, so it includes everything that you need for that week. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, exactly. So the exchange euro to US is pretty similar, but yeah, this one is in just, we do USD for most of our online products because it makes it easier for everyone. But seeing as this is an Italian event in Italy, I just felt like it made more sense to charge in euro. And it also just makes it a lot easier for me budgeting wise because all of the expenses are in euro. So it's a lot easier. Okay, so I think that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to cover about that. I'll just check, were there any questions that I missed, Alyssa, or are we good to go? I think we're good to go. All right. And so just to recap for the event in Italy, it is very much just you need the deposit as soon as you can. And then after that, we are going to be following up with room details and all of that. It is all inclusive. Meals and lodging are included. Access to all of the sessions are included. Airfare is not included. Travel is not included. What we are going to, because this is in the countryside in Tuscany, we are going to arrange a bus or mini buses from Florence, which is the nearest city, to the place. But that will be an extra fee to go on those buses, but it won't be very much. It will just be enough to cover the cost of the drivers. It will be like, 10 or 20 euro or something like that. But that's just the way to make it easy for you to get there. So we'll be able to pick you up from the center or from the airport there as well. So there will be a way we will help you with transport to the location, but it is definitely not included. Okay, so your own flight to Italy you will need to cover. Your own train or flight to Florence is the nearest airport, but also Pisa or Bologna would be okay. And we will help assist with travel from Florence to the location, but just it will be an extra fee for that, because just to cover the buses and all that. Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today. And thank you so much for attending for the whole conference. It has been such a pleasure to host this conference. It truly is an event that is close to my heart. I enjoy running it and learning from each of the speakers every year. But more than anything, it is just such a delight to spend this time with you all throughout the week, having the live sessions with the VIP lunch hour throughout the day, attending in the chat, seeing what your takeaways are. It is so wonderful. And I would also like to finish up by saying, I mentioned at the beginning of this session, I love it when you post in the community. I will be choosing a few more winners to join us in the Herbal Circle based on the engagement inside the community website. So please do share your takeaways there. And also it is your last opportunity this weekend to share with it #Herbal Entrepreneur. And I will be giving away the final VIP passes on Monday. We will decide those ones. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the conference. I wish you all the best going forward throughout the rest of the year. I hope you will be able to join us in the Herbal Circle so that I can get to know you and your herbal business personally. But I honestly think this is a great place to come together, and it's been a wonderful week with you all. And I wish you all the best going forward. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.